Welcome to our community engagement session. Thank you for showing such interest in the future of library services in our community. This session is a chance for us to listen to you and your thoughts on the future of your library service. The way people use libraries has changed greatly in recent years. People want to be able to access resources outside of normal working hours, and with the growth of technology, this is now possible. People are spending less time actually visiting libraries and more time accessing their resources online. However, the amount of resources available in libraries is expanding. It's no longer just about books, but also magazines, DVDs, programs such as Storytime, access to internet and online services. We want to make sure that our library service keeps up with your expectations. This means we need to adapt the way we provide services to make sure we're meeting your needs. In 2013, we began this process by consulting with you and incorporating your feedback into our library strategy. The strategy set the direction of our library service for the next 5 years, taking into account the changing trends in provision of public library services. One action in the strategy was to consider the feasibility of the Irymple Library in regards to its usage, proximity of the other branch libraries, condition of existing site, and also to investigate alternative service delivery options as part of the library services sustainability review. Then, in 2015, we commenced a full service review of all our services. These reviews are being undertaken for all services within Council. This review was undertaken to ensure that the library service is providing a relevant, cost-effective service to the community and is value for money. It was also to see if it is delivering services as efficiently as possible and that it is affordable into the future. Therefore, we looked at borrowing trends, financial sustainability, and different models to deliver service. So, what did we find? One of the key findings for the Irymple community indicated that the Irymple Library is being underutilised and that the cost of providing this service has been increasing. Currently, the Irymple Library has 174 active users. These are people who have used their membership card at least once in the past year to borrow an item or use a computer. All up, the library has around 114 visits each week. The Irymple Library currently opens 25 hours a week and has the least amount of active library users in the whole library service, with only 2% of the total. In addition to this, the items loaned through the Irymple Library has steadily been decreasing over many years, and in 2015-2016, only 9,855 items were borrowed compared with around 20,000 items 10 years ago. What makes this interesting is that it is while the population of the area has been increasing. When Irymple loans are compared to Reckless and Merbeen libraries, they are lower. Visits are very similar, with Irymple Library being 30% less than the other two libraries. One key finding was that when loans were examined from where people lived, that those with an Irymple postcode used the Mildura Library more than their own branch. 56% of loans from people with an Irymple postcode were loaned from the Mildura Library, and only 36% loaned from the Irymple Library. Interesting to note that 7% of loans were from the Redcliffe's Library. So, our current model is not flexible to cover changes in library services in Irymple. Our model needs to be relevant, suitable, meet needs, and cost effective. Part of our overall strategy is to ensure that everyone in our community has access to library services. In some cases, this will mean a change to how you traditionally access these resources. We want to continue to provide you with access to key library services and to ensure library services remain sustainable in the future. We've already started talking to some of you, and you've told us that you really value your libraries. You love the great customer service and the convenience, access to a range of services and a variety of materials to browse. It's a wonderful meeting place with a good atmosphere. You can order online and pick up later, and there is access to the internet. Services that are planned to be continued and possibly expanded are the home library service, kinder and school visits, children's holiday activities, new mothers groups. And we would continue to offer a system of returning items. So, what are other Victorian public libraries in a similar situation currently doing? Some libraries are running a parcel post service where people can order items online and then they can be posted out to them or can be picked up from another branch library. Other libraries are bringing boxes of items to a community centre for people to look through and borrow, such as Library to Go at Glenelg Library Service or a pop-up library in the Indigo Shire. Others are running a library depot or agency, such as at Pyramid Hill in the Goldfields Library Service or Stanhope in Campaspe, which are small libraries run by a community group or business on behalf of the library service. So what now? We want to hear from you and get your ideas on how to make your library service sustainable into the future.